Welcome in. It's Monday afternoon. That can mean only one thing, folks. It's time to talk it up. And boy, oh boy, are we excited because not only are we going to be talking it up here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, we've got live in studio guests. We've got Sahara Jones, Christyn Williams of the Greensboro Groove, midway through a 3-game series here in Jacksonville, FLA. The rubber match coming up 7 o'clock Wednesday night at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. And so we figured, since you lovely ladies are here, might as well bring you in studio, give you the grand tour of Action News Jax and so much more. Appreciate you guys hopping in with us today.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask Sahara if you want to just move that mic a little bit closer. Perfect. And Christyn, if you'll do the same, make sure producer Noah can hear you guys. And of course, all of our wonderful listeners throughout the world of Action Sports Jax 24/7 network can as well. And so, as we do, I feel like with each and every interview on this lovely program, we're going to start with this. And Christyn, we'll start with you. Why the Upshot League for Christyn Williams?
I chose Upshot League because I wanted an opportunity to play. Unfortunately, I did not play in the WNBA this season, so it was still a great opportunity to be able to play in the States this summer and to get game reps.
Sahara, how about you? Why Upshot League?
Honestly, it was just a great opportunity to play basketball at a high level. I was overseas in Finland, seen Upshot, got in contact, and then from there, just taken off.
How do you end up with Greensboro specifically?
Coach Jay had seen my film, so my godmom is Taj, who's the vice president of the league, and so that's how I kind of got to know everyone in the league, and so Coach Jay had seen my film and then went to training camp in May, and now I'm here, made the team. So
and here
just
you are.
Grateful.
Here you are. You've been with the Greensboro Groove all season long. Christyn, you have as well. We will detail the injury that you went through, and then you missed some time. You come on back, and now firing on all cylinders. But to the actual on-the-court action first, you guys have a series split so far with the Waves, an overtime winner on Friday night. Producer Noah was on the call of that one. Unfortunately, didn't go your way on Saturday. Walk me through, Christyn, where this Groove team has found its groove, knowing you've had a ton of roster transactions, including you being reinserted into the starting lineup this past month.
Yeah, we have had a lot of changes, but I think we've been doing a good job of just whoever's out there on the floor, just trying to make the best of it and continuing to stick together. I think we are still trying to find our groove, but again, it's a work in progress. But yeah, I think we're doing a great job for what's been given to us.
Sahara, I have the stat here. You've been in double figures 19 of the last 20 games. Did something click on June 17th when you guys played Charlotte? Did something click that series, and now here you are, just one of the hottest shooters in the league right now?
Yeah, I would say something clicked. Honestly, what got me to this moment right now is just playing defense. Like, defense has just always been like a thing for me. I've always played it at a high level, and so making my defense better, so now that contributes to my offense. Like, I've always could play offense. It's never been a problem for me, but here I just had to kind of go through it a little bit to find my way, and now that I have, it's just been great from there.
Right on cue, a steal and score on the highlight reel from one producer, Noah. We love to see it. So, Sahara, you graduated from Texas A&M 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Christyn, UConn 2022.
Yes.
So now comes the fun part. We get to talk about your basketball journey. So, Christyn, let's start with you. Did you always want to play for Gino?
No, actually. I was a Tennessee fan growing up. But obviously, going through the recruiting process in high school, my top two were South Carolina and UConn. And I guess, the history speaks for itself at UConn. So that's why I decided to be a Husky.
One of the most heralded recruits in high school recruiting history out of the state of Arkansas. Christyn, what was it like going from Arkansas high school basketball to playing on the biggest of stages in the Big East? Or actually the AAC, technically. When you first got there, you guys were in the American.
Yeah, I did 2 years in American, 2 years in Big East. Going from Arkansas to Connecticut. Well, first off, Arkansas is, on the men's side, it's a bigger thing of like basketball. But on the women's side, there's not really a lot of people that come from Arkansas. So it was a big change. It was an adjustment. Just going from Arkansas, the state, to Connecticut in general was a big change. But definitely the level of play and the level of basketball took some time to get used to.
So if basketball on the women's side isn't as big in Arkansas, how do you find basketball? How does that become your sport?
Well, I mean, I have older siblings, so they all play basketball. But I was the only one that really took it serious. But I also play AAU in like Dallas, and I played USA basketball. So I got the level of competition that I needed, just not high school basketball.
But you were given a ball in your hand at a very young age.
Oh yeah. I was at my older siblings' practices and skills and drills since I was like 3.
Well, considering Sahara has Taj in her lineage or counts her in as her godmother, and so therefore she's in the family, I would assume a basketball was put in your hands, Sahara, at a very, very young age. Maybe not. Oh, so we got a story here, Christyn. This is why we have Talk It Up here on Action Sports Jack, so we learn the story. When do you come to basketball, Sahara?
So I originally started at 5. Like that was the first time it was put in my hands, but I didn't want to play. My siblings played like Chris's. I have 2 older brothers who play basketball. I was always at practice or just doing something that I wasn't supposed to do at the practice. But I was a cheerleader and I was in gymnastics. I did not want to pick up a basketball. I was like, that's gross. So a lot of people sweat and I was just all like, no, thank you. And then when I turned 7, that's when I actually started to like play. I was on a team. I'm originally from Dallas and then we moved to San Antonio. So I was on a team in San Antonio, girls and boys. And I was just like, I just like to steal the ball. Like that was my thing. And that's what I wanted to do. And then after that, like I really started to take it serious then.
And of course, you then matriculate through San Antonio in your high school career, and you choose to stay home and play at Texas A&M. Were you always a fan of A&M? Was it always going to be the Aggies for you?
No, I had my mind honestly to go to Baylor. I really liked Baylor at the time. Like Kim Monke, like the way she played, liked her teams all the time, and of course Baylor speaks for itself. And also Texas. I like Texas as well. So my top 5 were Auburn, Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, and Syracuse. Chose Texas A&M because clearly their history and Gary Blair speaks for themselves too. He's great in his own right. And so went there my freshman year, had a great experience and stayed there, had a coaching change and still continue to stay.
I'm glad you brought that up, Sahara, because both of you played one school your entire college career. You played 5 years at A&M. You played 4 years, right, at UConn. What does that say when you look back? I know you only graduated a year ago, Sahara, and you only graduated 4 years ago, Christyn. But Christyn, in this day and age, it feels like everyone's bopping around. But we've got 2 4-year, in your case, 5-year players here. What does it mean when you look back and you say, wow, I did only go to one institution?
Well, for me, I feel like staying 4 years I can't really speak on now because you got NIL and all that stuff. So I only had NIL my senior year. But for me, I guess just learning how to fight through adversity and just sticking to the choice that you made. I think that was a big deal for me, just sticking it out and grinding and growing with the same people that you started with. So that was important to me. But if NIL was a thing all 4 years, I don't know if I had the same answer. I don't know.
Exactly. Hey, but it changes the game, does it not? And Sahara, you did have NIL when you were in college, and you chose to remain at A&M. Why was that important to you?
I had a coaching change. So once Gary Blair had wanted to step down, I was like, okay. Like, I was looking at my options. Like, I could go in the transfer portal. And I was like, I want to go to Georgia. Like, for some odd reason, I want to go to Georgia. I want to play for Joni.
We're going to blame Taj for that, by the way. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was like, I want to play for Joni. So then we find out who our coach is, and it's Joni. So I'm like, I don't have to go anywhere. Like, this is where I'm going to stay. Got another opportunity to play basketball, stay in the SEC, which is a conference that I really love. And, I mean, I really loved the school at the time. My friends were also there. Close to family as well, so decided to stay.
And then comes the W professional basketball. For you, Christyn, you get drafted in the 2nd round by the Mystics. Walk us through the initial period of graduating from UConn and adjusting to professional life.
I really didn't have an adjustment period because, I mean, we played in national championship that year, and then like 5 days later, I got drafted, and then I was in Washington. But then training camp started, and then second day of training camp, I got injured. So my journey has been a little different than the average rookie. So I'm still adjusting, I guess.
What did that teach you, though, especially knowing that you were then going to, little did you know, miss a month of this Upshot League season also with injury?
Oh, yeah. Like, it definitely taught me how to fight through adversity, for sure. Like, I've been here before, so I feel like I've handled it with grace and maturity. But, yeah, going through that fresh out of college.
Because you were never injured at UConn.
Never. I've never had an injury for other than like a rolled ankle, but you just tape that up and keep it pushing. But I mean, reality hit fast. I had to grow up. I mean, it hits fast regardless if you're injured or not, but being injured is you literally just have to grow up and figure it out.
Sahara, how about you? Did you expect to be playing overseas? What were your thoughts in terms of your basketball future after your final season at A&M wraps up?
Of course, my dream is to go to the WNBA like anybody else's is. It didn't happen that way, which is fine. I'm still very grateful for where I am now. But overseas, I was contemplating it for a while. I didn't know if I really wanted to play after my last season. I had high hopes for myself, but it doesn't always turn up like that. So that's why I had a hard time. It took me a minute, and I was like, I do love the sport, so of course I continue to play it. So went overseas my first year in Finland, got my groove back, as you could say, shot the ball well, scored how I was supposed to. So I really started to find my love and my passion again, and then getting the chance here and doing the same thing is just a great opportunity for me. I'm really grateful to be here. And just continuing my story and my journey. So,
what's the best thing about Finland? The food, the culture? I don't know. Like, is there something that you were like, wow, this is actually pretty cool? No.
No.
Finland wasn't for you?
No, but love my teammates, though. Played with Sarah Puckett, who's at Tennessee, who I played against a million times. And then another one, Janae Terry from Purdue. And then my teammate now played against her, Tay. I was going to say Tay.
Tay
Yes.
Jones-Bell.
Yep, there
Tay
you go.
Jones-Bell.
So got to meet her. It's been great so far. So, yeah.
Love it. Well, I'm glad you brought up your teammates because that's how we like to end, especially these dual interviews here on Talk It Up on Action Sports Jacks. A little trivia so we get to know not just you two lovely ladies, which we appreciate getting to do so here this afternoon, but we get to know the groove as well, the rest of your teammates. And so here we go, a little speed round. Whoever wants to answer first can. You ready? Yeah. All right, first things first. Who gets the aux cord on the team bus? Who's the DJ? Like, who are you trusting to play the music?
I was going to say Nair.
Yeah. Oh, it's, yeah.
Nair, Sahara.
I play great.
Nair, Sahara. Okay, we're going with the A&M girls for the aux cord. Who is most likely to host their own talk show?
Jessica.
JT.
For sure. JT with her comms background, of course, has been a previous guest of this program. If you were stuck on a deserted island, who would be the teammate you would want to be with and why?
Ooh.
Who's helping you survive?
I'm gonna say Tay.
I knew you were gonna say Tay. She has mom instincts.
She has mom instincts. Definitely Tay.
I'm gonna say JT because I know I'm gonna have a good time. I just want to have a good time.
Okay, so with that said, next question. You're on a plane, and the pilot says, "I need someone to come help me." Who's flying the plane?
Me.
I'm
gonna pick myself.
Okay, period.
We gonna land.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tay, actually. I'm gonna pick Tay because she's always in a rush to go somewhere. If they're not ready to go, she's like, I'm gonna drive the bus myself. So yeah,
it's those mom instincts, right? Coming into play. All right, final one. Who is most likely to become a head coach from the current Greensboro Groove roster?
KJ. She's already coaching, so might as well be
a head coach.
That's true. Very, very true.
Yeah, KJ.
Also a guest previously of here on Talk It Up on Action Sports Jacks. Ladies, we're looking forward to Wednesday. Before we let you guys go and we get ready to welcome your head coach Janice Washington, who's also kind enough to join us in studio today onto the set. What are the keys to victory without giving away any secrets for you guys coming off of Saturday's loss, but of course that dramatic overtime win, second OT win in as many Greensboro games at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Fun fact, when you guys come down to Jacksonville, it's always crazy. It's always epic. It feels like. And of course, the Jacksonville Waves have lost just 7 times this year, and 4 of them have been to the Greensboro Groove. So what are some of our keys, Christyn, heading into Wednesday's game?
I'll just say defense. Our defense has to be better than what it was last game. And then offense just playing together.
How about you, Sahara?
Defense as well. Just got to stick together, grind it out together, communicate, and everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah.
The Groove, the Waves, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Of course, you can get your tickets by visiting upshotleague.com/tickets. Ladies, appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us in studio. Appreciate you guys moving shoot around as well so that you could accommodate us and come on live with us on Action Sports Jacks. When we return, we have head coach Janice Washington, now about to be the first two-time guest outside of Duval to appear here on Talk It Up. She comes up next here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnicht family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnicht relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85. It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot,
Oh,
and into the
my
back of the
goodness.
net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh my goodness!
What a pass.
Say he doesn't make a tackle, you still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjacks.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
It is Greensboro Takeover Day here on Talk It Up on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Janice Washington and the Groove are not just taking over this program. They've literally taken over Action News Jacks headquarters. You guys get the full tour. You see the TV studio. Here you are now in the stream studio. You also are the first, outside of the waves, two-time guest on this program, Janice. So welcome in.
Thank you so much for having us.
This makes up for, we had the technical difficulties the first time we tried to have you on, so now we've had you on twice.
Yes.
So I'd like to think that this is how we've made amends for the server and the board going down in producer row. But thank you so much for coming in, and I'm so glad it worked out because I asked Miriam as soon as we wrapped up Saturday's game if you guys were busing back to Greensboro and then back for Wednesday's game, or if you were just going to stay through. And so very glad you guys did make that decision to stay through.
Yeah, I think from a competitive advantage standpoint, it only made sense. We would end up getting back very early Sunday morning, maybe 3 a.m., and then turn around and leave Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. to be back for a Wednesday game. So it just made a lot of sense to stay, give the girls some free time, give them some time to check out Jacksonville outside of just, going to ViStar and going to practice. So I know that we've been able to see the St. John's Town Center, as well as I know that a few of them went over to the beach. So, giving them more than just that basketball, but, the experience of being, doing some team bonding activities.
And that's part of what Upshot is all about. And that's certainly the beauty of the Founding Four, with two more on the way in Nashville, Baltimore, plus teams 7 and 8 to still be announced. I know we talked about it the last time you joined us here on Talk It Up, but with regards to your roster, which I know you had the 4 season-ending injuries, you've got some players who have already left for international obligations, and you've still found a way for this Greensboro team to be competitive night in and night out. What has been the key, especially during this 2-3 week stretch that has seen not one but 2 overtime wins?
I think the biggest thing is just making sure that, again, all the players are on the same page. The mission doesn't change just because the roster changes, right? Like the goal is to win. And so being competitive is one piece of it, and trying to, keep them positive during the midst of all this adversity. And at the same time, seeing the fight is always something that's just very special.
One thing that I know you talked about with me, Trisha Stafford Odom, the head coach of Charlotte, did as well. It's been really cool to watch, because there are only 4 teams in this inaugural season of the Upshot League, the players who have been here since week 1 and the growth that we have seen from some of those players, and of course includes Sahara Jones, who was on your initial roster with Greensboro. I've talked with Trisha not just about Regan Richardson, who we're going to have the highlights of her performance for the Charlotte Crown a little bit later today on Talk It Up, but she talked about Jessica Timmons. And those 2 players, I would argue, are back and forth right now, in my opinion, for most improved. And is that not what this league is all about? Not just having an opportunity to play at home in the United States, but the growth. So if you could just talk about the growth you've seen from individual players since week 1.
I think that's I think the word growth is something that's important to me, and this league provides opportunity for all of these players to continue to grow, but especially for us, Sahara, Jess, Christyn Williams, it was a little bit up and down to start for Christyn, and then she took off, and then she had to sit out for a while. Sahara, it was a very slow start. I don't want to say very slow start. We knew what she had defensively, but the other side was behind the curve in terms of what we needed from her. And once she turned the light switch on, it just stayed on, and that was great. Jess's situation was a little bit different, and honestly, both Jess and Sahara were in waiting positions. They were coming off the bench very early on in our season, and as those injuries began to happen and they were inserted into starting roles, they began to showcase, the skill sets that they have and what they're really known for.
I do believe, I'm looking over at Miriam with our ops team to ensure I'm correct when I say this, 2 overtime games in entirety in Upshot League history so far, and you've won 3.
3-0 in overtime.
So you guys have been in all 3, the only 3 overtime games.
Yeah, the first was a double overtime game. Our second game against Savannah.
Okay.
I believe it might be the only double overtime game.
So you guys are the queens of overtime, man. I mean, for a flair for the dramatic, Janice Washington, who would have thought? But what does that say? I mean, that's all the way back in May, and now here we look at 2 OT wins in the span of 2 weeks in July, and almost a completely different roster. How do you coach that?
It's just about resiliency. staying the course and understanding, regardless of if we were the team that was in control and the other team forced the overtime or vice versa, we were down and we kept fighting, the resiliency to say we've got 5 more minutes to close it out and finish it the way that we want to finish it and be able to write our own story. So their own resiliency, and they're such a competitive group. I think that's the difference, even with the roster changes that we've had. Our core group of players that have been here from the start, Diamond Johnson, Jessica Timmons, Sahara Jones, Christyn Williams has been here from the start. She's had some injuries, but she's someone that was here from, very early in training camp to today. Tay Jones, she had about a 2-week period that she wasn't with us, but the positivity that she brings, and I believe, is that all 5? I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
We've got a core of players that are so resilient, each with their own really and truly powerful individual storylines that they have, and that translates over to their ability to, stay the course on the court and not just throw the towel in when it's getting tough.
We got a chance to hear 2 of those stories here today. What do those 2 players who joined us live in studio, Christyn Williams and Sahara Jones, mean to you in the Greensboro Groove?
I mean, they're just great people. I think I'll start there. They've got such fantastic personalities, and having so much adversity and having people to just roll with the punches, one of the greatest things in the world about this group as a whole is that they don't really complain a lot. So I don't really know if something is going wrong unless I ask. They don't outwardly complain a lot about a lot of things. And so that's something that when you are fresh and new and we're only playing 3 other teams and we're on these 7-hour bus trips and we've got 3 games in 4 days, like having a group of people that understand how important the opportunity is and how blessed they are to have their families still be able to travel and come see them play in person is something that they have shown so much gratitude for. And so for me, I just love the fact that they continue to fight for each other.
The Greensboro Groove, 10-19 on the season. Of course, will face the Waves this upcoming Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here in the River City. Then you guys have your 2 final home games against the Savannah Steel later this week, Friday and Saturday, a back-to-back with Savannah. And so what's that going to mean? The one final go-round for you guys at home in this inaugural season, Janice?
Yeah, we're having this huge, Greensboro Groove summer send-off that weekend. And it's going to be just a celebration of the community, a celebration of our inaugural season, as well as these wonderful and tremendous athletes that have chosen Greensboro as their place to be a professional athlete. And so we're excited and looking forward to it. With Jacksonville, everything that we've done against them has been pretty similar because they haven't changed very much. Savannah is an entirely new team. I think for the players, like all of us coaches, they watch the games. I don't know. We haven't played Savannah since early July. And so for them to see how different this team is, I think they only have maybe 2 or 3 players since the last time that we played them. And so being able to make those adjustments, because again, like we're still competing, we're still playing games. Like we have not been able to make our way into that 2 slot for the championship game, but we still want to close out on wins. And so being able to do that in front of our own home crowd is going to be special, and being able to do that against a team that's also trying to do their best because Savannah is in a slump. We want to make sure that we don't go into that game just kind of, not believing that they're still pro athletes, because they still have made, they've made their games against Charlotte very tough over these last couple of weeks. And so we want to make sure that we go in with the right state of mind and understanding that we still got to do certain things to win the game.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. July 5th, the last time you guys faced the Savannah Steel, so a significant layoff despite the fact that there are only 4 teams in this inaugural season. While the Greensboro Groove season will end here in the next 5 games, at the same time, I would think you're coming down for the championship weekend, Janice.
I will be here.
What are you most looking forward to for that championship? Because it's not just the game, right? I know obviously you and the Groove would love to be playing in the game at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, but this is going to be a celebration of what not just has been a great summer and inaugural year of women's basketball here in the U.S., but also the idea of what's still to come and the celebration of all the investors and WNBA representatives coming. So what are you most excited for?
It's going to be amazing. There's going to be some panels that are going on. There's going to be some coaching clinics. I'm actually doing a panel. Actually, I'm doing 3 panels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I need to hear more. What panels?
So the one that I'm most looking forward to, I said it as a joke, but apparently it's going to be a thing. But I won't tell you what the title is. But in a broad scheme of things, it's how to use your words effectively without having getting sent to HR.
Oh, I think there's a lot of people listening, whether they're basketball fans or not. I feel like we could all learn from this panel by one Janice Washington. Who else is going to be on the panel with you for that one?
I am not certain yet.
Okay. Hey, listen. Well, if you need help, unfortunately, I won't be here Saturday. But if it's a Friday panel, I got you.
Okay,
I'll join
good.
on in. So excellent. We love the panels. So 3 panels and then coaches clinics, and then just to wrap with you, Janice. And again, you guys have been so gracious with your time. I know you have shoot around coming up here in just a little bit, but for you, if you could sum up, put into words, if it's possible, what the last 18 months have been like for you, culminating here with actual games over the last 4.5 months.
It's been tremendous. It's been such a tremendous amount of growth for me as an individual, just personally, as well as from a career perspective, being able to do so many things that you don't necessarily get to do at the college level, playing that GM role and being able to really and truly just continue to grow your own network and be in rooms with people that you could have never thought you would have met. After the game Friday night, Christy Curry was in the building and she comes down and she's introducing herself to me. And I'm like, I know who you are.
I know what that blonde hair is. I know who you are.
And it's great to see because, she and I are, she might be 1 inch taller than me. So, she's a little shorty too. But just being able to have the opportunity to have access to people like Taj and Miriam and Donna and be able to ask a million questions. And just again, that word growth, as much as we want it for our players, we want it for ourselves as well. And so being able to just constantly grow in the profession and being able to just grow as a coach and just continue to learn and give these players an opportunity that they would have never had. So
that upward trajectory. It's what the Upshot League is all about. Janice, appreciate you, Christyn, Sahara joining us here on Talk It Up. Don't worry, folks. We've still got a whole lot to get to. We got to run through the week that was here on the Upshot League, on Talk It Up, the week that was in the Upshot League. I'm saying this and my brain is scattered because Janice may want to stick around and co-host the rest of the show for all I know. I know she's got to get to shoot around, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's back when we return after this commercial break. But we also will hand out our Game Changer of the Week award, and of course we will span the W as well. You are watching Talk It Up on Action Sports Jax.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brenton Austin Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax now using your Roku device.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnicht family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnicht relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnicht. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnicht for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Capri risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
Our thanks to Janice Washington and the Greensboro Groove for joining us here on today's episode of Talk It Up. Of course, there are 4 teams in this inaugural season of the Upshot League. Let's take a look at the best of the best from the week that was, beginning with that 4-game set between, the 3-game set. That's right, between the Waves and the Groove. As mentioned, this one went to OT. Sahara Jones with the tray there. Actually, I think this might be our Groove highlights as I'm watching this one, Noah. So we're going to get to our best of here momentarily. As mentioned, it was a 4-game set between the Charlotte Crown and the Savannah Steel this past week. That one kicked off on Wednesday. Let's take a look at those scores. 85-73. Charlotte wins the opener. Regan Richardson with 16 points. She has now scored in double figures in 9 of her last 10. The overtime showdown in Duval. Can't wait to ask producer Noah about his call with that game. 97-93. Greensboro pulls off the victory. But then on Saturday, the Waves get their revenge. They win it wire to wire, 87-62. Charlotte, meanwhile, put the finishing touches on a sweep of visiting Savannah, although it was not easy on Sunday. Wasn't easy in any of those 3 matchups, as all were decided by 10 points or less. Let's take a look at the most updated Upshot League standings. Congratulations to the Charlotte Crown, who have punched their ticket to this year's inaugural championship game. And would you look at that? The Charlotte Crown, 2.5 games back of the Waves. Those will be the two teams that play at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena on August 29th in the championship game. Which one will be the 1 seed? Which one will be the 2 seed? That is still very much up for grabs as we hit the stretch run of the Upshot League season. Of course, the Crown are powered by the league's leading scorer, Deja Kelly. Didn't get a chance to ask Janice Washington, as I know she's working her way back, but Diamond Johnson, a game-time decision each of the last 2 games, did not play Friday or Saturday against the Waves, the second leading scorer in the league. How about in the rebounding department? Shaquilla Nunn still averaging almost a double-double. And there is Sahara Jones, who was kind enough to join us here in that top 5 in rebounding too. Let's get to that OT matchup between the Waves and the Groove. Speaking of one of our guests today, Christyn Williams, Drano, 49 seconds on the clock. That made it 80-78, the Groove in front, but Air Hearn, no one more clutch in the Upshot League this year. For the second time in as many meetings, she sent it to OT, but Greensboro pulls off the victory. The Charlotte Crown got a ton of contributions from Reagan Richardson and also Deja Kelly, traditional 4-point play there as they completed that sweep of the Savannah Steel. Back here at Action Sports Jax 24/7 Studios, it is time to make our weekly picks. Both I and producer Noah, 4-2 last week in our picks between the Upshot League and the WNBA. Noah, I see you making a face. Nah, man.
Time's running out for you, Mia.
We're both 4-2. Listen, I'm 2 games below 500. We're chilling. We're on the comeback right now. I mean, anything's possible. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that I had 1 game on you in the W, I was like, here we go. And then unfortunately, the Waves let both of us down, and then Savannah let me down. And so we end up with the same record, last week's picks. Let's take a look at which games we are picking, beginning with the W or the Upshot League this week.
Let us see, as we have got... Sorry, I'm still working on the technical difficulties there. Hey, we got the Upshot.
Yes, we are picking all but 1 game on this upcoming week's slate. As mentioned, Wednesday tilt between the Groove and the Waves. The Waves then will actually take a bus ride. They'll get on the bus as soon as they finish that game overnight to Charlotte. They'll play again on Thursday. They'll stay up in Charlotte. Those 2 teams will play again Saturday. We won't pick that second one. And then Savannah and Greensboro back and back Friday and Saturday. We'll start with the Wednesday evening affair. Noah, who you got in this one?
The Groove, they really have competed with Jacksonville. They got the win Friday night. That was a great game to watch and call. Saturday, Jacksonville pulls away. That was less of a tight game there. Greensboro plays Jacksonville tough, but I feel like the Waves are coming out with a little bit of a fire after back-to-back losses between Charlotte and Greensboro. I think they continue that this week and get a win on Wednesday.
I'm going to take the Waves as well, but that is because, in large part, I plan on taking the Crown on Thursday, and I don't want Jess Bogie thinking that I'm picking against her team twice, because I do know she listens to this program, and so give me the Waves on Wednesday, but that is a tough turnaround, Noah. Every team in the Upshot League has had to do it once already this year, except for Jacksonville. This will be the first time they bus from Duval up to the Queen City. Charlotte has also won 10 straight, hottest team in the league, so give me the Crown in that one.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you, Mia. I mean, you talk about the quick turnaround, the long bus trip, and then you got to play a Charlotte team that's, as you mentioned, 10 wins in a row. They're riding high. They're hot right now, and that's probably going to continue here on Thursday.
How about Friday? Our friends from Greensboro, their second to last home game against the Savannah Steel, who will try to snap a 13-game skid.
I'm grooving with this one. I'm going with the Groove. Back at home, you got Savannah, a team that is really just struggling to get anything going right now. Greensboro, they're a feisty side. They're going to come back in front of their home fans. Coach Washington just talking about how they're looking forward to this one. I think they come out with a W.
I would love to take Savannah so that we have representation for all Founding Four. But as Noah mentioned, I'm 2 games behind him in the standings. So I got to go with the Groove. I got to go with my pick because I do think they have found their groove here of late with Kayla Jones and so many of the newcomers and the veteran players from the Triangle area and North Carolina.
Kayla Jones, by the way, on
Dude,
Friday.
Crazy. 5 threes. Not to be outdone by Kayla McBride of the Minnesota Lynx, who we'll talk about here in just a second. But Kayla Jones, would you know, Noah, that she is also still, of course you know because you produced the show last week, but the fact that she is still also an assistant coach at her alma mater and also balling on the hardwood.
She's getting street cred at NC State right now with what she's doing on the floor. And listen, I'm not going to lie. When I saw her go up for a three in the shot form the first time, I did not expect 5 threes that night. But listen, it doesn't matter how it looks as long as it goes in, because she was on fire. And really that Greensboro team, they could not miss when they needed it on Friday. So we'll see if they can keep that going this week.
They were lights out on Friday from 3, a big reason why they won 97-93. As mentioned, those 5 threes from Kayla Jones paced the groove, although Sahara Jones scored 20 to lead the team in scoring. I'm pulling up the exact number of threes here because I want to make sure I have it right. For the Greensboro Groove in that overtime win, they made 14 threes, 14 of 31 for distance. Unfortunately, they only made 3 of them on Saturday, so they got to regenerate. We got to, what did they say? Like reload, get ready to start launching from deep. Let's get to the W. Let's make our picks before we get to this week's game changer of the week. We got 3 games on the docket this week for our 3-pack of picks. We begin with 2 of the most mercurial outfits in the WNBA. The New York Liberty, fresh off of a victory over an Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray, less aces, at home, travel to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Noah.
I mean, it's tough to pick against the Fever right now. They're a team that you hear about them every day for one reason or another, and I think at home they come away with the win.
Indiana, of course, picked up a 4-point win over the Chicago Sky Saturday. I will also roll with the Fever because they're pretty darn tough to beat at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, especially. Wednesday, the Golden State Valkyries, one of the hottest teams in the W, host the Chicago Sky, who are expected to be without all-world guard, second-year, former undrafted, once upon a time, Louisville product, Sydney Taylor. That's why I got Golden State in this one, Noah, but the Sky have kept it tight with seemingly everybody lately.
You know what, Mia? We've had the same pick for each one, and I was going to go with the Valkyries, but I feel like we got to switch it up here. I'll give you a chance to make up the game on me. We're going to rep Chi-Town here. Bring home to the 3-1-2.
There we go. Midwest boy doing his thing. All right, on Saturday, the Los Angeles Sparks, no longer headlined by Kelsey Plum, although Cam Brink has certainly come on here in the month of August, facing truly the hottest team in the W, winners of 7 straight, a franchise record 7 straight, the Washington Mystics, Noah.
I wanted to pick the Mystics, but I feel like that would be boring. You got to lose at some point. We're going with the Sparks.
All right. Noah's going with the Sparks. I will be going with the home team Mystics, although
I'm giving you a chance, Mia.
At some point, there is going to be some regression to the mean. Let's award out, or hand out, I should say, this week's Game Changer of the Week honor. Last Thursday, the Gator Bowl unveiled its 2026 Dream Team. A dozen kids and teens ages 5 to 16 years old signed their letters of intent to join the Gator Bowl Association as ambassadors and honorary members. Today, we are also excited to honor these 12 Dream Teamers as game changers. All 12 Dream Teamers have either conquered or are currently fighting childhood cancer, brain tumors, heart defects, genetic mutations, and cerebral palsy. Don't just think this is a photo op, by the way, that you're seeing right now on the screen. The 2026 Dream Team, they've actually got some responsibilities now that they've signed those deals. They are going to attend team selection meetings with the rest of the Gator Bowl Association. They'll even go on a scouting trip to the University of Florida later this year to a select game. They'll meet the SEC and ACC teams that are selected for this year's Gator Bowl, and they'll be recognized on the field at the game on ESPN on December the 30th. Rest assured, they also did receive their own Gator Bowl Association green jackets and trading cards. I'm sorry, Augusta National. The green jacket we all aspire to have is the Gator Bowl Association green jacket, and these 12 Dream Teamers are excited to be a part of their team, and we salute them as game changers here in Northeast Florida. When we return, we will span the wide world of women's sports between soccer, the W, the Little League Softball World Series, and much, much more. You are watching Talk It Up on Action Sports Jax.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3, don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brenton Austin Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device.
NIMNICT is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, NIMNICT is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the NIMNICT family of dealerships. My family has been part of the NIMNICT family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the NIMNICT relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but NIMNICT. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NIMNICTBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but NIMNICT for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Capri risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
Don't forget, the first Upshot League championship game in league history will be held Saturday, August 29th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena in downtown Jacksonville, 7 p.m. tip. Our championship game is set. The Jacksonville Waves will face the Charlotte Crown in a rematch of the first ever game in league history back in May. Get your tickets now at upshotleague.com/tickets. Season ticket holders for all of the founding 4 teams have already received special access from their ticket reps. Back here at Action Sports Jax 24/7 headquarters, Mia O'Brien, producer Noah Schlicksup. It's time to span the wide world of women's sports in the week that was, beginning in the W. Kayla McBride, a record 10 threes in a single game, the new best mark in the WNBA as the Minnesota Lynx stay hot. 103-90 is the final over Dallas on Sunday. They are an absolute wagon right now, Noah. They have already clinched a spot in the postseason, the only team in the WNBA standings to do so.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video of her this morning saying that she was talking some smack in the tunnel. I think she was saying she could be like the other player's mama.
Oh,
is what she was saying.
I do know she was talking some smack just about, in general, she is forever a Steelers fan, and she doesn't want to talk smack to the Vikings fans because she's a diehard Steelers fan, but she is going to her first Vikings-Packers game in September because the Lynx, of course, will have, like every other team in the W, a 3-week break during the FIBA World Cup in September, and so she's going to use that time to stay in the city she loves. So I don't think she's talking smack to anybody in Minneapolis, but maybe to the Dallas Wings.
Yeah, I know I saw a video. I'm pretty sure that's what she said, but in the tunnel after the game, she was having some fun.
Well, one person who could really talk some smack after this one, Chelsea Gray, the Indiana Fever, beat by Gray not once but twice as Las Vegas escapes the jaws of defeat in Gainbridge Fieldhouse last Thursday. Chelsea Gray had 11 total points in this game, Noah. 6 of those points came on buzzer beaters. She hit a 3 to send it to OT, and then she hit another 3 at the buzzer in overtime to win it 86-84 for Las Vegas. We're going to talk about the Aces here throughout the next few storylines, just because I still cannot believe the WNBA said to them, yeah, you got to go play 5 games on the road. One of them is going to be against Minnesota Lynx, first place team, Olivia Miles. Ever heard of them? That was not the game that Kayla McBride had 10 threes, but she also scored in double figures like the other 4 starters. Oh, and then you got to go play the Liberty the next night. So, yeah, very, very important win for Las Vegas, over Indiana Thursday, because then they lost an absolute marathon at the Target Center Saturday, and then Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, all healthy scratches on Sunday at the Barclays Center as the Aces fall to the Liberty in that one. So an absolute marathon for Asia Wilson and friends. Asia was held to just 16 points, 5 of 17 shooting in that game against Olivia Miles and the Lynx. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, all roads lead back. Like Noah said, all roads lead back to the Indiana Fever, who did pick up a 90-86 win after falling to Las Vegas on Thursday. Caitlin Clark initially assessed her 8th technical of the season, which would result in a 1-game suspension that would be served this Tuesday against the New York Liberty. However, not only did the Indiana Fever appeal the suspension, Noah, the league rescinded the 8th technical within 2 hours, and Caitlin Clark will play Tuesday. She will debut the new colorway green CC1s at the Barclays, at Gainbridge Fieldhouse against the New York Liberty.
You know how bad a call has to be for the league to actually rescind it?
Well, let the record show, Noah, it was the league. It was not Kathy Engelbert. So therefore, the league moves a little bit faster than the commissioner. So that's the good news as we do take a look at the most recent WNBA standings to get you caught up. As mentioned, the Minnesota Lynx already into the postseason field. The Golden State Valkyries have won 4 in a row, the hottest team in the league, not named the Mystics, who have climbed all the way up into the 5 spot if the season were to end today. Atlanta, the Liberty, and the Wings round out the field, although Dallas has lost 3 in a row. They've dropped 6 of their last 10. Not so good, Jose, Page, and friends. The Portland Fire, still fun and frisky. They've won 2 in a row. Our friend Megan DeLeo, Nee Gustafson, trying to make the postseason, trying to be the second straight expansion team to make the playoffs in their first year of action. Let's head to the softball diamond, where
we got the FIBA roster.
How could we forget? True. I forgot we had one more basketball storyline. As mentioned, the USA team, the contingency, will head over to Germany to play in the FIBA World Cup in September. 3-week tournament. The WNBA will hit pause for those 3 weeks. Our congratulations to the 12 members. I was shocked to see we did not have any drama outside of Sabrina Ionescu being left off this roster. Felt pretty consensus. You could make an argument for Sonia Citron, but aside from that, the 5 newcomers, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Ryan Howard, and Angel Reese since the Olympics in 2024, everyone seems pretty happy. So I'm glad. I'm glad we didn't have drama because we had beef everywhere else. Real quick, want to give
Speaking of happy,
Little League Softball World Series. Shout out to Johnston County. They won their 4th Little League Softball World Series title. They defeated Kentucky 2-0. Congrats to Anna Lynn Clark, a complete game shutout in Greenville, North Carolina. They got to do it in front of a home crowd as well. Finally, never say we don't talk about you, soccer fans. Gotham FC currently in the lead in the table in the NWSL. They have won 3 straight. They won a pair of games over the weekend. They're 12-3-4. They also avenged their last loss, which came on 4th of July to San Diego FC. They defeated San Diego over the weekend, 1-0, avenging that 2-0 loss on July the 4th. That does it for today's Talk It Up here on Action Sports Jacks. We appreciate you hanging out with us. As always, make sure you get on out. You support the Upshot League, the Waves in action this upcoming Wednesday against the Groove. And then, of course, a whole lot of games you can also watch on Upshot League TV, on YouTube, Mixler, and over-the-air affiliates. And just support women's sports. We love women's sports here in Northeast Florida and beyond. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will catch you guys later.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnicht family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnicht relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnicht. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnicht for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com. It's the Kingfish Tournament for the entire family. The 2026 Dailies Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Cash payouts to the top 25 places, lady and junior angler divisions, no bait buying, and limited boundaries. It's June 13th, and right now, get early entry for $250 until May 31st. OldSchoolKingfish.com for all the details. First place prize is a $130,000 Yellowfin hybrid boat. It's the 2026 Dailies Old School